Welcome to Hot Women Wanted.
We're three childhood best friends who have been through it all and talk about it all.
Everything from hot flashes to hot takes to hot topics. So come join us.
Hi, welcome to Hot Woman Wanted podcast. I'm Julie Cola, joined by my fellow hotties, Julie Strauss-Greeley and Meredith Young. And today we have back a special guest hottie back to the pod is Hey Brucey from TikTok. Brucey, how are you?
Brucey!
So excited to have you on the pod because there's so many things to talk about. Right?
Yeah.
Boots on the ground today from the Bravo universe. I heard around the Bravo universe, the big breakup. No, not the big breakup, the big, I guess, affair. Amanda Batula and West did their joint statement. We're going to talk about the joint statement of, yes, it is in fact confirmed they are together. My heart is breaking for Ciara. We're going to talk about that right off the bat. Then we're going to move into Ladies of London because that's light and fun and we're obsessed with it. And Brucey's going to give all his hot takes because we love hearing your hot takes. And then we're going to talk a bit about Real Housewives of Rhode Island that's breaking this week. And some OGs are heading back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we are excited about that as well.
By the way, sadly,
Yeah.
today was the day that they introduced the Real Ladies of Rhode Island while all this news at the exact same time.
I know.
It's such
It's not
bad
a very,
timing.
not
Nobody
a very
cares.
auspicious beginning.
Oh my
Let's
God.
just say.
Even Jen Shaw, she was doing like a I'm back on People Magazine today, and we're like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. All right, so right off the bat, Brucey, hot takes.
Take it
Let's
away.
go. Amanda and West with their fucking joint statement. First of all, floored with the joint statement.
Yeah,
What do you think?
it's such loser behavior to me. I think it's very weird that they did a joint statement but didn't announce an exact relationship. And also, like, I saw someone talk about this earlier today, but it does actually reek of West, who did the whole New York Times article to say he wasn't interested in Ciara and thought that he was like killing it.
Yeah.
And it also reeks of Amanda because she doesn't really have like a backbone. So I could see her saying like, yeah, like this is amazing. But the joint statement is weird. I think the whole
So weird.
situation is like loser behavior on all fronts. But I also think what's really disappointing is just the level of depth that there is with the layers of this issue. Like, yes, Amanda's a bad friend. And, you know, with Raquel and Ariana, which everyone's comparing this to Scandival, it makes a lot of sense that people are saying, yeah, she's a bad friend like Raquel, but it goes a little deeper than that, especially because 2 episodes ago, Ciara, Mia, and KJ just shared their experience with race on this platform.
Yeah.
And really how much that has shaped and impacted Ciara's whole journey on the show. And as a reminder, you know, Ciara obviously was the first Black castmate of Summer House, but it also was the summer of 2020, which was the George Floyd summer. And she was in the house without no ability to leave during the week, the entire filming. And so she was in a really difficult position.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to the layers on it beyond what she shared. I mentioned this on my TikTok, but a lot of people don't reference this. But a big part of what tempers Ciara's experience is that she was called a Jezebel on the show by Austin Kroll.
Yep.
It was season 6, episode 8. It was in the middle of her hooking up with him and him hooking up with Lindsay at the same time.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Jezebel is a term that's in the Bible, but it also is a racist trope that is used against Black women that essentially suggests that Black women are sexual temptresses. And, you know, I think that really was something that impacted her. She talked a lot about that on other podcasts. But when you think about it and you think about this context of this summer and, you know, West, you know, basically, you know, misleading her into having sex with him and then immediately after saying, I'm not interested in you,
Right.
it's really, really hurtful that he then would announce in a public way a relationship with her white best friend who is
Unbelievable.
already married.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it really just reinforces this whole notion that Black women are good enough to have sex with, but not to date. And
Right.
I think for me, it's really sad. And I think I've seen enough interviews with Ciara this year to understand like how she must be feeling about representation and what her role is in representing Black women and Black people. And it's just really messed up that she shared this with the entire house. And Amanda then said, you know what? I'm going to go hook up with him and have a relationship with him.
It's
Messed up.
unbelievable.
I'm so happy that we have you here today. It's so powerful. I mean, that conversation they had at that dinner, everyone was talking about how powerful that conversation was. And when she looked at everybody and she said, you don't know what it's like. And we don't. We're 3 white women. We don't. And they were very respectful at that dinner, except for fucking West.
Right.
And he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was not. He was kind of made it about himself.
He did.
He did. And
Made it
you know
about
what?
himself, and he's too immature to take on anything complicated at all.
Right.
And she said, you know, I got shit from my community for like being sort of like taken for a fool from a white guy. And she really was really vulnerable with that. And of course he was just like, yeah, I got shit in the press too. I'm like, shut the fuck up. And KJ on Watch What Happens Live, because we clocked it. We talked about it on the pod. He was on Andy, I guess that night. And he said, Andy asked, well, do you think, you know, West and Ciara are going to be anything? He's like, no, I didn't like the apology he gave tonight at that dinner. He's just like, I don't think he's for her. I don't think he's ready for her. And no, I don't want them together. And that was so telling to me. I was like, KJ's new, but he has her back, you know?
Yeah.
And the other thing
I
too,
think
Brucey,
it adds
I think.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think like the thing that I've been really enjoying about KJ in particular this season is that it's added a completely different dynamic that we haven't seen. And
Yeah.
obviously there's a difference between the way that men and women sometimes interact with each other, but also in rooms that we are not in. And what I think is really different is that Ciara has never really had someone on the guy's side really, really support her. I would say
Yeah.
Kyle's very supportive. He
Ever.
is, you know, so
Yeah.
I don't want to discount him. But KJ, if you remember when Jesse was going through the whole thing of saying he was going to, you know, will he or won't he hook up with Ciara, KJ said to him, like, you're going to have to fix that. That's not cool. And there hasn't been anyone in the room to have her back in that way.
Yeah.
You know, Dara said in an interview that KJ is a man who's written by women. And I feel like you can totally
that.
tell. But
Love that
like,
quote. Oh my
Yes.
God. Love
yeah,
that
it's
quote.
so good.
I
He's
will
amazing.
say,
Like,
I
yeah.
will say, I am so thrilled that the black man in this group is the man, is the mature. He is not the child. He's not being shown as like, you know, like he is the one who rises above. And we so need that. And I love that Ciara has that as a friend and an ally on the show. It's really great to watch.
Even the way he's dating Dara, like he first of all, he's the model and the skateboarder. You're thinking, oh, he's going to be the player. He met Dara. He asked her out on a proper date. He
Yeah.
dated her off camera. And he's very, very confident in their relationship. And when they had that
It
one
wasn't
conflict
about
that,
the show at
yeah,
all.
even when they had the one conflict where Lindsay was trying to stir the shit for the show and she's like, oh, you know, she was in Ben's room. They talked it over like adults. It was so cool to
Yeah.
watch, you know, because you don't really see that. But, and so I'm glad that he didn't come in as like a flirtation for Ciara. He came in as like a friend, a brother, like an older, like they have like a sort of a sibling bond that he
Yeah.
really has her back. And Mia too. Like I love Mia and she lives in her building. They're real friends. You can tell like this is not a produced friendship. And now with this, I mean, I don't know how, okay, Brucey, how are we going to watch tonight's episode? We're filming tonight's Tuesday. The whole
How do
season.
we move forward? How do we
Yeah.
move forward
Without
with the
these
show?
Easter eggs of like looking at them. I mean, now it looks so slimy of like everything. She's like
But
hanging
also,
on him. She's
where
always
is
next to him.
season 11? Like, where do you go with the show? I mean, I have to think the show's done, right? Like, she's not coming.
No.
I can't imagine Ciara's
Well,
coming back.
it's Ciara's show now. Kick
Unless
Jesse
we
and
kick
West
it-
right
I don't
off.
know.
And
What are your
Ciara
thoughts on
rules
that,
that
Brucey?
show. That's her show.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
I think it's actually a great show without the two of them. But anyway, Brucey, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, well, two things. So I think there is two things about like where do they go, I think was the last question. But the first question I think was around, I can't remember. But anyway.
Yeah.
So
Say your
as
two
far as
things.
where they go, it seems pretty simple to me because I feel like at the end of the season, they're announcing that the OGs are leaving.
Right.
So Carl is probably not coming back. Kyle is going to be moving to In the City. And we know Amanda's on In the City too. So I feel like it makes sense for her to just move on. And I think
Right.
that makes sense. The only question that I would have is like what to do with West. And I think it's okay for West to go. I
Yeah.
really do.
I agree.
Right.
And I think that the show in itself, the format is what will live on. Like, I don't think that the cast and them being friends really matters anymore. I mean, they've been casting for years now, like with people that no one knows. Like, does anybody actually know Ben? Like, probably not, but he's great.
No.
So I think the show can go on. I just think, you know, Amanda's gone and so is Wes.
And I
Yeah.
think it's
And then I think Jesse. Then I think
Because
Jesse.
I think
goes
Jesse
too.
too.
only because Jesse screwed her over. I saw online today. I mean, I was
I think
on.
he's
I was
complicit
on
in
my phone all day today. Jesse knew. Jesse knew. Jesse was he was hanging out with them as they were hooking up. So it's so shitty. She's not going to forgive him for that. Ciara is
Well,
not going
that's
to. And
your theory, Jules.
no,
That
there's
actually
pictures of them
hasn't
hanging
been
on each other, and he's there.
right, but they could say that they weren't hooking up
Yeah.
yet. I'm just
Yeah.
being
I don't know
a
for
little
sure.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We don't know that
Yeah.
far for sure.
Don't sue
But I
me,
do
Jesse
think-
Solomon.
But
What would
I
Jesse
do-
Solomon do? Sue me.
Exactly.
Do
We
you
don't
think-
want that. We don't want
I
that.
do think, given the nature
Yeah.
of their friendship and how much time they spend together, both at Summer House during the year, off camera, on social media,
Right.
they seem to be real friends, whether it came from a show or not. So there's certainly a certain amount of complicity there. So I think if West goes, and I agree with you, Brucey, West goes, bye-bye, don't let the door hit you in the ass. I feel like Jesse goes. And then the thing with Ben, I do love Ben as an addition. I think they did a great job with all the additions actually this
Yeah, keep
season.
them.
I agree.
I'm really loving
Keep
them.
'em.
But we now know Ben
Bailey,
wants
she's
like
funny.
a really serious girlfriend. So maybe Ben comes on with his girlfriend as like the relationship couple. Like they supplant, Kyle and Amanda, because there's always like a couple on there. So I
Yeah.
do think, there's a way to go. I don't know if I don't want to be empathic towards her, but like, I don't know if she's going to want to do this. I mean, what you said.
You know what?
was so
There's a lot of money in the show. So
said.
that there's a lot of money. They're
But-
paying them a lot of money, and everybody wants it
Yes.
for the money. So let's give her the money and let her continue doing it and kick out
I'm
Amanda.
happy giving her the money. I don't know if she's going to want to do it. I feel like
Yeah,
this puts
I
her
can see that.
in such
I think she would. She has
incredibly-
Mia and KJ, and they're ruling they're now the head of the house.
Maybe.
You know what I
I
mean?
hope
You know,
I hope
how many
so.
hits can
She's
someone
got brand
take?
deals and
Yeah.
and it makes me. She doesn't have to. I'm just saying
I
for
know,
money.
and
Like she's got a
honestly,
lot of brand
I
deals.
just-
She's on the red carpet.
I really do. I just wonder how many hits and how much humiliation one person
Right.
can take in a show. And I'm starting to see it with Vanita too. I hate to say it, but
Starting.
I have
to,
trouble.
please,
I'm not
every
switching
season.
out of this, but I have trouble watching that show too because Vanita is just othered constantly.
Marginalized at best.
And-
marginalized.
And it's very hard to watch. And I don't know how much we can expect of Ciara that she each season goes back and
No,
has
but
to keep taking it.
this season was different because KJ, he's a real friend, and Mia, who is her friend, they live in the same building. I mean, they are friends. She has a team now, so it's a little different. It's different than Vanita's flying on an island,
That's true.
But Julie, tell Brucey, boots on the ground, the text
Wait.
you got today. We have to be
wait,
anonymous about it.
Wait, before we do
Oh
that,
my
let's
gosh.
Brucey, give us your take before we've done a lot of talking. Give us your take on
Yeah.
all of what we've been talking about. Do you have any takes on
Well,
it?
so two things. I remembered the previous question, which was like, how do we watch tonight? And I
Yeah.
think what's so crazy
Yes.
this season being like, this is the season of Summer House, which is
Yeah.
wild, is that tonight is part 2 of Kyle's meltdown, which Andy said was the worst 2 episodes for Kyle, which I originally thought it was last episode. So I was like, you lied to us like you lied about
Yes.
reunions.
He's the overhyped king.
Yeah.
But they're saying that it was a 2-part and that in this part is the one where like the fight with Carl happens and apparently it escalates a lot more. So I think it's going to be really interesting going back and forth because so many of us have been on Amanda's side this season in the way
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Kyle was treating her. And, I think Bravo fans, they struggle with gray area. And so Kyle can be wrong and we're going to see him have a crazy meltdown. But in the context of everything that just came out, I think everyone's minds are going to be melting.
Yeah, I think so too. It's going to be so weird. We're going to be watching it from a different lens. We are. We're going to be watching it
We
from
really
such
are.
a different lens.
It's
And
so
like,
true.
West has been so attentive to Amanda this year. I thought it was so sweet because I thought it was coming from like a brotherly side.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this whole thing has been like happening before our eyes. You know what I mean? Right before
I
our
mean,
eyes.
I will say this. I mean, I have not seen a self-sabotage like this from Amanda, what Amanda did in a very long time. This
She had it
woman
made.
she had it made. She could have done whatever she wanted. She was rising and I've never seen somebody self-sabotage the way she just did. It's
It's just
unbelievable,
so
actually.
sad. Yeah, but I think for me, I actually mentioned this on my TikTok as well. Like, I'm a firm believer in that if you don't have the confidence to assert yourself, then we don't know who you are, and you certainly won't assert yourself for anybody else. And
Yeah.
so I think that like Amanda has always been a wild card because she's so weak in approach. Like we've never really understood where she stands because she stands where someone tells her.
Yeah.
So it's not super surprising that she would do this necessarily, especially because her entire personality on the show has been trying to convince Kyle to stay with her. So I think it's what I think is sad is that this was the first opportunity that we've had to see who Amanda is on
And
her
she didn't take
own,
it.
and showed us.
Yeah.
She showed us.
And she showed us. That's such a great point. Jules, I
Yeah.
want you to, okay, boots on the ground. Julie got a text today. We have to make it anonymous, but read it.
So I got a text today from somebody, I'm not going to say who, and the text is from a person who used to be very good friends with Amanda. So the person who texted me reached out to this woman. They're no longer friends, I should say, but she used to be very close to her. And the person who texted me reached out to this person to say like, oh my God, I need your thoughts. Like, what are you thinking about this whole thing? And so the former friend wrote back and said, well, West is a piece of shit, but by the way, so is Amanda. This is wild. I can't believe what I'm watching. But let me just say, Amanda never leaves something without a backup.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And we are hearing that it's been going on for months now.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there were some rumors that like this had been, there might have been overlap in the house. And I mean, the Bravo fans, like, you can't stop a Bravo fan with a phone.
No.
Yeah.
And they're going to watch everything over again. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out, because Bravo has kind of added clips when the stories change. So, I don't know if you guys know Justin Sylvester on E! News, but
Yes.
Love.
he said that he thinks that there's like some editor up with an Adderall and MG trying to like look through all the clips again, because I'm sure there's things that they will find that they
Yes.
did not
Oh, they
see
will.
when they edited the season, and they have all the footage. So,
Yeah.
what was like a big question for me is, what was Wes saying in the bathroom with Amanda while they
Yes.
were alone that whole time?
Yes.
What was being said, especially because it is not surprising to me that Wes defended Amanda this time, because I think he saw an opening.
Yes.
And he's a big opportunist.
Yeah.
A big opportunist. I think he saw an opening to like hook up with her and find his way in. And that's where his moral fortitude came from.
Yeah.
While
That's a good
also,
point.
maybe
That's a
for the
very good
TV
point.
cameras, or maybe not, while also playing with Ciara's feelings again. With
Yeah,
Ciara's
with the
feelings
footsie.
again.
You're right, Julie.
We're
With the
gonna see it.
footsies and the
With
flirting.
the footsie, with the truth or dare game, with the telling everybody, telling all the newbies, telling Ben, telling this one, I don't
Being
know.
jealous with
She's
Jessie.
so awesome. She's
Yep.
so great. The whole Jessie thing. And that brings me to another point. I mean, really, like what a hypocritical piece of shit this guy is. Like for real. Immature, all of it, but truly a piece of shit, because his reaction when we were watching 3 episodes ago, the whole thing with Jessie and how awful
Yes.
and awkward that was, with Jessie being like, hey, bro, I think I'm gonna get with Ciara, what. And he was so offended in the
Yeah.
moment we were all watching it. It's like, of course Wes should be offended. Who does that? Who does that to a friend? Meanwhile, West and Kyle are also friends, or they were. They had a friendship outside of the show. They hang out. We've know many people in New York City who spot them going out, hanging out, bars, dinner all the time. It's nuts to me. He went on to turn around and did the exact same thing. There's
Yeah.
no loyalty. There's no awareness. As you said at the beginning, Brucey, the way the statement was written, the way it was released, it was like Vanita's comment that she posted this afternoon. It's like, way to go, like way to post a statement, and don't apologize to the person that you did this to. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Another thing that I'll point out is just the difference in which Wes treats women is starting to become a little bit of a pattern, because with Ciara, right, like he basically wants to hook up with her. One thing that I'll say about this season is that he's saying, yeah, like I miss her. It's a vibe. She's dreamy. But he's also saying in his confessionals that she's his nighttime crush,
Yeah.
which has a very specific connotation.
Yeah.
He does not treat, Amanda in the same way. And if we go back to that tabletop conversation that they had where Ciara was very vulnerable, Wes said that it took for him seeing something happen to Lexi for him to understand that what he did to her might have been messed up.
Can
to
you
which
imagine?
Ciara was like, that's problematic. Like,
She did. She
there-
clocked him.
yeah, there's just such a difference between how he approaches women. And I will add another example of a Black woman that he's interacted with from Real Housewives of Dubai.
Yeah.
And Lisa Milan said back in 2024 around Bravo, I think it was BravoCon, I can't remember exactly what it was. They were on a cast event or some kind of Bravo promotional thing, that West kept trying to hook up with her, even though she stated to him that she was married. And obviously she's on Real
Oh.
Housewives of Dubai.
I did
So
not know that.
that was something that happened a few years ago. I think a lot of people like clowned him for, but never really talked about again. But I
Yeah.
think it's relevant when you think about like what is happening here. And
Yes.
I want to be pretty clear that like implicit bias is something that is just present in all of us. And so I'm not saying any assertions about West being racist or something like that, but I just think that there's a pattern of bias that
Mhm.
is starting to emerge here.
Yeah. That's a great
Absolutely.
point. Yes.
It's
That's
really
a great
interesting.
point. And it's really, really well articulated because it's such a difference in how West, and we've seen others, and now we can even harken back to Southern Charm and Vanita, the way people respond to this person in their life and this person in their life. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Jules, before we
So,
move on, Strauss, before we
yeah.
move on, can you talk about the Dara story?
So Dara was on interviewed a few weeks ago. This isn't recent, but somebody that I follow in the Bravo world, in reaction to all of this, reposted a portion of the interview. And Dara was talking about her history with Wes and was talking about the time in her life when she got together, when she first started dating Wes. And she was explaining that she was in a really terrible spot. She had come out of a seemingly horrible relationship, whether emotionally abusive, just a really, really rock bottom kind of a relationship. And then she met Wes, and she was like, West is one of those like unserious, I think that was even might have been the term she used, like funny, unserious people. And at that time in my life, for me, it was the perfect time to meet him because we started dating and I got my sea legs back. Like I got my confidence back. And I was like, okay, I can date. I can do this. She goes, it was clear I was never going to be anything serious with him, but like it kind of got my mojo back. And she said, and I remember when Amanda split from Kyle, or when it was released, and Amanda was like, I just want to date like a fun, lighthearted, like good time guy. And Dara said in the interview, she's like, and in my head, I was like, that's what West was for me. She wasn't connecting the dots to go so far as to say like, oh, you should date West. But Dara clocked Amanda's statement and was like, that's exactly what I got from West. West was that good time guy for me. So that was really interesting. I wish I could, of course, I was like in the sea of TikTok today. I wish I could find who reposted it.
Easter eggs. So many Easter eggs.
So many Easter eggs. That's how we're gonna watch tonight. We're gonna watch for the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give our girl Ciara a shout out and hope she makes millions of dollars on endorsements right now. Like
may that be
did.
her sweet, sweet, sweet revenge.
I really hope she does. I really hope she does. Okay, now we're gonna
wait.
Oh, sorry.
So no, go ahead, Brucey.
The Dumas picture of Ciara.
No, in the dress.
Heartbreaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's heartbreaking.
I mean, I saw that earlier today. It broke my heart. I can't even tell you. I don't know her. Who knows if I'm ever going to meet her. My heart breaks for this woman. She's and you know what? She's so vulnerable, and she has articulated that. So that's what pisses me off. That Wes's lack of moral compass. She has such a high moral compass. She says, "I don't sleep around. I wait. I'm not one of these people." Over and over again.
Remember the reunion?
Did this twice to her. I can't. It really kills me. It kills me.
When she was sitting next to Paige, and Paige was handing her the tissues and rubbing her back. I think it was last year's reunion. And
yeah, that's right.
Ciara could hardly get the words out. And what she said, you could barely make it out through tears. What she really said was like, I don't just sleep with anyone. I don't give myself to just anyone. I don't do this. And it was like, fool me once, fool me twice between the Austin fiasco, which was such an awful, disgusting fiasco. And now this, it's like,
by the way, I'm going to at Andy again in this episode. At Andy. We want Paige at the reunion. We want Paige to,
she's not going to be, guys. She's being paid by Netflix. She's not going to do Bravo anymore.
Well, I could I could still want her.
I could
still want her, and I could still ask for her.
She's crushing it.
She's crushing. Amy Poehler is show running her new sitcom.
Sarah. We're giving her all our love here. We love you. Okay, now we're going to go lighthearted. We're going to go Ladies of London. Brucey, let's go. This show is so hot.
Brucey, I gotta hear your thoughts on these.
Much lighter topic. London. Ladies of London to me reminds me of what OG Bravo was.
Yes.
I think it has what a lot of the shows are missing now, which is organic connection and the combination of like entertaining, authentic women.
And kooky, right? And kooky.
And a gay man.
I love that like they are not afraid to like look bad. They're just doing them. And that's what works about it.
Yeah.
What a way to start the show with not Dara. Is her name Dara too?
Yes, I think it was Dara.
The madam? The madam?
Yeah, madam.
You had me 10 minutes in and they're accusing somebody of being a madam. I'm like, I love this show.
I am so in.
Wait, what was her
Yeah.
name? I'm looking it up
Dara.
quickly.
It is
Dara.
Dara. It is Dara.
I
It
think
was
it is
Dara. Yeah,
Best
it is.
friends
Yeah,
with
it's so crazy. I didn't even
Manners
put that
Lady.
together.
Me
But like
neither.
the whole 2 episode intro, I was telling all my friends like, Bravo is back. Like you have to watch this show. I'm not watching it, but this is the best show on Bravo. Like
Yeah.
this is better than, to me, all the Housewives.
I agree.
Oh,
And it was
so,
was it Missy talking about her brother who was killed?
yeah.
And Kimmy's like, boring.
No,
She's like, what
Kimmy
a
was like,
downer.
downer.
It reminds me of, once again, old school housewives. Like, I think the new school housewives, they're afraid to say what they think because someone might cancel them or like they won't get their mug with their tagline on it or something like that.
Well,
But,
and
like,
also, yeah.
Right.
And
They're not social media aware. Like they don't give a shit. Like
Right.
everybody, even Summer House, they're all very aware of like their social media accounts and like,
yeah.
West hates being canceled. This is gonna crush him. Haha. But like
Yeah.
these ladies of London, I'm like, West, you're canceled. But these ladies of London, there's none of that. You know what I mean? They're just authentically them. It's so fucking hilarious. I
It's
love
so
it.
good.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
like even the OGs now in sort of the Real Housewives franchises, they've learned a bad trick, which is to produce.
Yes.
You know, they've all become producers. And that was the big criticism this season for Heather on Salt Lake City. Everyone was like, okay, Heather, you're not going to have another line like Receipts Proof timeline. Stop producing. Stop
Yes.
creating these moments. You know, Kyle, people are criticizing Kyle this season for like creating this whole storyline around Dorit, so nobody's looking at her. It's like, look over here. You know, so even the OGs have really gotten distracted, I guess is the word I would use, with trying so hard to produce. And it's
Yeah.
like, these women are not thinking that way at all. It is really their reaction in the moment. It is really their relationship in the moment. They are catty. They are messy. They are drinking. It's like, I feel like sometimes watching some of these older franchises, everyone is so, it's like, I feel like people are like holding it so tightly that we're not getting any authenticity. And this is like the
Totally.
other end of the spectrum.
I was joking, but I am kind of serious. The gay man makes
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Mark.
I mean, that is a recipe for success.
I
Throw
agree.
the gay man in there and light things up. You know, I mean, it's amazing.
Well,
I
he's
love it.
hilarious. Who's your
Yeah.
favorite, Brucey? Who's your favorite?
My favorite, that's tough actually. I mean, I have a respect for a lot of them, so I like all of them generally. I think my favorite is Kimmy because she's
Kimmy.
just such a chaos agent and she's just kind of like a showgirl. Like I think about her is that she's used to getting a lot of attention before the cameras. So the cameras being there is just like, well, welcome to the show, you know?
Yeah.
which is also, I love the genuine connection between most of them. But
Yeah.
going back to Mark is silently the glue because he's the only one who knows every single
He knows everyone.
one of them. And if you've seen, he came from Made in Chelsea, which was like a really popular reality show. They aired it a little bit in the US, but
I never
it
saw
actually is a spinoff of The Hills, same show with Stephanie Pratt. So he's like a reality vet, but just over in the UK.
I did not
Interesting.
know
Interesting.
that.
That
so
is
this is-
tea.
So
Yeah.
this is not his first rodeo at all. Like he knows it.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
and then
love
Missy
it.
actually was a housewife as well.
She was in
Missy.
Housewives.
She was a housewife of London, right? Yeah, Cheshire. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
how does Margot have all her money?
Margot.
She's the new,
Margot's interesting.
she's
Yeah.
interesting. She's the film actress. Are they adult films? Is that what's the
No,
insinuation?
well, she said they
That's
were
what it
almost
seems
born in
like.
the UK. It's like, well, is it born in the US? Like,
Yeah. She's interesting because something doesn't seem quite right with her. Like she
Agreed.
just
100%.
doesn't live in London. I think
No.
that's pretty clear. But I also it seems like she kind of scammed her way into a marriage as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
confusing.
and then like the older kids, it's like I feel like she had this baby, so now she's with this man.
Yes.
But like we
Yeah.
haven't seen the husband, we haven't seen the older kids, and I feel like maybe behind the scenes they wanted to put another American in,
Yeah.
so that there
Yeah.
would be some kind of kinship with the manners lady. I can't for the life of me.
The
I can't
etiquette
think of
lady.
I have her name. Mika.
her. Yeah, Micah. Yeah, they're all M's. So
Oh, yeah,
maybe
Micah,
they like
Micah.
did that together. But you're so right. Like she basically swooped into London and was like looking at apartments when they started filming. I'm like, oh, so you're not from here. You're from
That-
LA.
Okay, according to Ronnie and Ben from Watch What Crappens, that apartment that the new one that she just moved into is $60,000 a month.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what she said on the episode.
Oh my God, crazy.
Crazy.
Hey, Brucey, by the way, there is no etiquette in the United States, so I'm not sure where Micah came from. If we are teaching etiquette, I'm terrified.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, we're not the right ones to teach
No.
etiquette.
No.
It reminds me so much. I don't know if you guys watched the original Ladies of London, but she reminds me so much of Marissa.
I didn't
didn't
watch
I never
it.
watched the original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like it's also interesting because Ladies of London, the original was so good, but the
Everybody
new
says
one
that.
is so much better. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And it was a while ago too. It was like a Miami thing, right? Like they did a few seasons and then
Yeah.
they paused and now they're back with this crew. I love it. I
What
love
do you
it.
think of Martha, her bird,
Martha.
and then
Yeah.
her painter who she gave the keys to and then basically never saw him again?
I think some of my friends are like, I don't know if I buy this. Is she doing it for cameras? I believe it.
No, I believe it. I think she's a real kook.
Like
Yeah.
that's who she is. I
Yeah.
think I love her and Kimmy together.
Together, I know.
Said that they were like Bert and Ernie, and
Yeah.
I think like Kimmy's so like whimsical and just all over the place. Martha is that way too. The bird is interesting to watch on camera. I would
Terrified.
never her house.
Never. When
Anywhere,
Margot
like,
had
why
to
do I have
put
to wear safety
goggles on,
goggles?
I was
The
like, "We're
goggles
wearing
were
safety goggles."
hilarious.
I'm like, why? Because
Gloves.
the bird. I'm just like, because the bird is gonna peck her eyes out. Like, no, thank you. It's like
Man, it's crazy.
we're gonna spend like 1 cent painting that little carriage house so that the bird can like chill. What are we doing? Put the bird in a cage, like please.
You
I'm
know,
begging you.
Another interesting thing about the show that I've realized like recently is they don't actually show a ton of their home lives,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the show is still really interesting and it feels like we're learning a lot about them.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes like we see like fans complain about other shows and it's like, oh, well, it's not working because we're not seeing their home life or we're not seeing this. And I'm like, this show is working despite any criticism that people have of other shows. I just
It
want
is working.
people watching
Because
it.
You know
because
what?
they're
It's
so
the-
interesting. They're so
it's-
interesting, these
It's
women.
the authenticity. It's like the old Ramona, right? Like Ramona
Yeah.
was a lunatic. She's
Unhinged.
crazy, and she
Right.
was completely unhinged, and she just was. And so
Right.
we had like the
Right.
Countess who just
Like
Right,
loved
Vicky
being the
loved-
Countess.
And everyone
Vicky
calls
Gal-
her the Countess. It was all characters who really believed in themselves. Yeah.
I mean,
that's
they
kind of
were
what this is.
yelling.
They were their
Vicky yelling at
authentic,
the
crazy
car company.
selves.
Vicky yelling at
Yeah.
the car company, sending a family van. Like that was like the most iconic,
Yes.
hilarious moment in reality TV. And she could have cared less that she looked like a crazy person. She looked
Right. That's
completely
what we're
unhinged,
missing.
yelling at a car service. Like
Yeah.
it's perfect. That's before everybody started to be like, oh, the cameras are here. Let me say this. Let me drop this line. Let
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It was also before TikTok and all the
Yeah, that's
social
true.
channels, so
True.
you couldn't go viral. And now you can go viral for all these. Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody's filming the show and like putting it up immediately. But
Yeah.
our ladies of London don't care, and they're giving it, and we're loving it.
We love it.
Love it.
So
All
much.
right.
Love it.
Let's
Hey,
move on.
Brucey.
Even though,
Yeah.
do you want to keep on going with Ladies of London? I thought we'd move on to Rhode Island just to like start talking about it because it's exciting.
Okay. Do we know much?
Well, we know the cast. It's all Dolores. It's like 10 Doloreses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ashley I. And
Very-
Ashley I. From The
I know,
Bachelorette.
but they all look like Dolores, and I'm like nervous. I hope they have the Chiron with their names on it the whole time. I'm gonna have
I
to
feel
take
like
notes.
I
It's gonna
can't
take a
tell
second.
one from the other. Yeah.
Well, Ashley I from The Bachelorette, who's married to Jared, is
Yes.
on there.
Yes.
She's going to be like a main breakout star.
That's going to be good. She's going to be
She
good.
is.
She's gonna
She
be
is very good. And
Have
they
you
are
seen any
they are
clips or
reality
anything?
TV experts because they met on reality TV. They know exactly what to expect. They're
Yeah.
like they had kids on like the whole thing. So I think they're gonna lead.
I think these
What are
women
your
will be
thoughts on it,
unfiltered.
Brucey?
I think these women will be a little unfiltered because they seem outspoken. And I saw there's even one, I think she's like admittedly like a sugar daddy. Like she doesn't care. Like she's with the guy who's just going to pay her bills and she's like open about it. Like that's interesting.
Yeah, and they released the first, I think, 7 minutes or something
Oh,
like
they did?
that on Bravo, on their Instagram. And so it looks like it's off to a good start. Like everyone's sharing. It's honestly exactly what I expected. So I actually went to high school in Rhode Island. And
Oh, you
so
did?
I'm like familiar with the smallest state in our nation most people don't know anything about. And I would describe Rhode Island as like the tale of like kind of two states. There's this side that's like Newport, like we've seen on Real Housewives of New York, that's like very classy and old money and the Gilded Age
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. And then there's this other side that I like distinctly when they said they were doing Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I was like, I wonder if they're going to shoot in Cranston.
Yeah, they
Because-
mentioned that.
And that's where they're shooting. It's like all of these people grew up in Cranston, Rhode Island, which is like, from my experience, like an affluent Italian American community. And it's like very insular. And so they have this cast of women that seem to all know each other.
That's awesome.
Because Rhode Island is also 45 minutes to drive through, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like it has the ingredients that we love about Ladies of London, where it's like real connections,
Yeah.
women leading these like really loud lives. And
Right.
Yeah.
obviously one's like a sugar baby. The other one, there's another one who they opened with who has been with her partner for, I think they've been engaged for 10 years. But they're
Yes.
not
Yeah.
married.
Yes.
So there's a lot of interesting things happening from a relationship standpoint. And I'm really excited to see where this is going to go.
Me too. I'm very
I'm
excited about
too.
this franchise.
super
It's
excited
getting
about
good
it.
buzz because I'm still worried about New Jersey. I'm not sure that's going to work.
God,
Yeah.
no.
I was surprised they even announced it's coming back. I don't think we need it.
No.
No,
We
No,
do
I think
not
this
need it
replaces
or
that.
want
I
it.
think this is going to. I think this is going to.
Yeah.
I think this
me
is
too.
going to
Agree.
scratch that same itch, like
Yeah.
loud Italian American, like all kind of know each other. Many of them might be related or pseudo related, grew up together, have known each other since teenagers. Like, hey, this is going to scratch the same itch. I think this is like, I hope it's great and successful and another great franchise for all of us to become obsessed with. But I feel like, bye Jersey, I don't need to see this fake makeup with Teresa and like
Me too.
Melissa.
That's such a
Give me a
fake
break.
story. Who needs that?
And Andy was like protecting Dolores. He's like, I'll throw Dolores in Rhode Island because it's going to be a hit, and we all love Dolores. Because some reason
Exactly.
Dolores is in Rhode Island, which doesn't make
No,
sense at all.
she really is friends with one of them.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
really-
Yeah.
But it doesn't really make sense. She doesn't live there.
Only reason I would like allow it is because I think it helps to have a vet around.
It
Yeah.
does.
Yes.
They know, like, I think people try to hide things sometimes. And I feel like
Yeah.
Dolores is going to keep them on the right track of like, nope, like you have to answer this question, you know?
And it
What do
makes
you think about?
the
What do you
audience
think
jump in.
about? What do you think about Carol as the vet for New York?
I think it's the right choice. I just don't know what's going on with New York. Like, I feel like it would have been the right choice in the original reboot. Because I
Yeah.
think they needed a little guidance because all of them were playing to the cameras a little bit too much, I think, for
Yeah.
everyone.
A lot.
And I'm like nervous about the next season just because they casted again a bunch of women who don't seem to know each other very well.
Right.
There is one casting I was excited about who is married to the Built billionaire.
Yes, her wedding was that
yeah, her
wedding was
wedding
the
was
most
so
insane
cool.
thing.
Very cool social media, but I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. But I think
Okay.
Carol's the best vet to have for
Yeah.
the reboot. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Okay. That's
I'd
good
like
to
to
know.
see that. This may be controversial, but I'd like to see that franchise go.
Me too.
Sorry.
Me too.
I think it
Don't
might
need that or Jersey.
Yeah, I think it might need a break. I mean, New York, I always want New York to be represented,
Right.
but I
Same.
think
But
that we may need like a 3-year break and then like a real reboot with a real friend group.
Agree.
You
I
need,
totally
you
agree.
need real casting. Like what they did with New York, nobody was funny. Like I mean, that she thinks she's funny. She's not. I mean, these women are funny. They're naturally funny. Like the Marthas, the Kimmys. I mean, that's just their personality because they're a little kooky. And kooky, Luann thought she was, royalty. That's what made it fun. The crazy lack of self-awareness. Okay. I was going to do Real Housewives of Atlanta because it's hitting. I think
I'll
it's
close it.
hitting, and it's hitting like this week.
Yeah, so excited about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I used to live in Rhode Island and I moved from Rhode Island to Atlanta. So like, look at that.
You need a show, Brucey. I mean, seriously, you need a show.
What I'm really excited about is to really see Pinky, who is the owner of Slutty Vegan, which was a really popular vegan food chain that was in Atlanta. And also, I think it went to some other states. I think
Yeah.
that she has a really interesting story. K. Michelle has been on other reality TV shows, but she's also really interesting. So I'm excited to see where this season goes. I think a lot of Atlanta fans are wanting Atlanta to get back to its prime. I
Yeah.
also secretly believe that after this season, Nene could be on the table since she
I
came
do
back.
too. I do too. She's filming something for Andy, and they've made up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that like we have an exciting season and hopefully next season we'll have Nene. So like what more could we ask for?
Did you see?
Agreed.
Did you see when Portia was in Thailand when they did the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip? Did you watch that?
I did, yeah.
And then the butler said to Portia when he was reading their like cards, he's just like, "You're gonna be in a lesbian relationship," and she's just like, "What?" And now she's in a serious lesbian relationship.
Relationship. Yeah, honestly, these sidekicks on these
Oh my God, they're fabulous.
Really?
He will never
'Cause, like,
emotionally
Kyle
fulfill
on
you.
Beverly Hills,
Yes.
Iconic. Yeah.
she said your husband doesn't love you, and look where
Yep.
we are now.
Yep.
Yep.
You have
Yep.
the guy on Ultimate Girls Trip with Portia, and
Yep.
also you had the Summer House psychic that with Paige and Hannah back in those days too, which
Yeah,
I think was
remember
there was
that.
about
one.
Amanda. It was about Kyle cheating.
It was about Kyle cheating. It was about Amanda.
And then
Right, yeah.
and also on Real Housewives of New York, they were, I think, abroad, and someone told Ramona that her husband was cheating on her. The psychic said your husband's cheating on you, and he
Yeah,
was.
remember that?
It was in
Yes.
Paris.
That
And she said it in French. She said it in French, and then Luann had to translate it.
That was
Luann had to
huge.
She did. She translated it. I'm telling you, there's
Okay.
something about these Bravo psychics.
Bravo
I
lets
want one. I
avoid
want one.
psychics at all costs.
Exactly.
I love it. Oh my
Exactly.
God. So true. That was hilarious.
God.
You're so right. What a good callback.
Okay, Brucey, I was going to ask you to end where we, if it wasn't such an exciting day, would have started, which is like, what's up with you? Tell us everything that's going on in your life. Like, fill us in. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been yapping about Bravo on my TikTok as usual and Love Island, but also have been traveling a lot. So every summer I love to do like a Euro summer for a few weeks where I just kind of, I don't know, like enjoy myself and yap on about all of my adventures. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to do that and actually headed to Tokyo.
Ooh.
Fun.
So
Dream
really
location.
excited for all of that. Yeah, it's been a really good year, and I'm excited to travel, all conditions considering. So
Exactly.
Right.
Tell our listeners where they can find you, how they can follow you on TikTok, and where else, where are you only on TikTok? Tell everybody.
yeah, so you can find me on TikTok at Mr. Brucey, or excuse me, Hey Brucey, and then my Instagram is Hey Mr. Brucey because someone took Hey Brucey. So
Really?
What?
Yes, it's a dog. It's a dog. I think it's a dog.
it is a dog.
It's like a photography account or something.
Yeah,
God.
if you're listening, I'd love your Instagram.
If you're listening, I'd like to pay you for your Instagram.
Yes, I have $2.
Okay, so hey Brucey on TikTok, hey Mr. Brucey on Instagram. Your
Yep.
takes are always so spot on. They're so thoughtful, always too,
They
which I
are.
really appreciate. They're not just quick hits.
They're
And
so
they're
fun.
funny when they should be funny,
Yes.
and just they're great. You're a great follow. So for anybody
Thank
listening,
you so
give them a
much.
follow.
And Brucey, will you come back once Rhode Island kicks in, Atlanta kicks in? Come back in a couple of months and let's get going and follow up on this. What's happening in Bravo again?
I absolutely will. I love coming to this podcast. You guys are so fun. I'm always
love
it.
tapping your posts and commenting. So
Love it. Thanks,
Thank you
Brucey.
so much.
We love it.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Brucey.
guys.
Okay, hotties, follow us on TikTok and wherever, Spotify, wherever, we know.
You know the drill. You know the drill. Bye.